Hi guys, we're at the Kennedy Space Center in Merritt Island, Florida. What a treat. Tomorrow, SpaceX is launching the automated flight into space with 4 civilians automated. There is no pilot on board. It's historic. This flight is going to go much higher than the Bezos flight and the Grandson flights that were recently record-breaking for civilians. So historic times. We were in the area and we just had to come to the Kennedy Space Center. They'll be taking off from the launch pad 39 as the Apollos and the shuttles did more recently. So there's a lot of history here and it continues way into the future. So if we look at some of the plans going forward, as we know with Apollo's twin sister was called Artemis, and Artemis is the new phase now as they go forward, and that means going back to the moon and prepping then to eventually go to Mars. It's really fascinating what they're doing today. And of course, SpaceX is a very important civilian partner to NASA. Of course, NASA being the core there. Many of you know the Johnson Space Center in Houston because of the, when we think back to the Apollos, how the command center communicated and had all kinds of communications and so forth. But Kennedy is where it really happens in terms of takeoffs, and it's very exciting. The center is huge and sprawling. This morning we went over to the Apollo Saturn Center, which has the Saturn rockets and a lot of the Apollo history, and it was just fascinating to see those replicas and see that history. You can actually touch a rock from the moon, which we did, which was kind of cool, geeking out, of course. But coming back to the visitor center, which is where we are right now, right behind me you can see the Atlantis exhibit, and that's the actual shuttle there. The Atlantis shuttle is preserved in that building, and you can go and see it. You can actually touch the tires that are on display that they landed with on the Lost mission. Atlantis actually flew 33 missions by itself, entering space, coming back down, re-entering, and so forth. Very successful. The shuttle series was extremely successful, but as you know, it's all about private space flight now. A lot of it also in partnership with NASA. SpaceX is right up there. Galactic, Virgin Galactic is up there, and so forth. So it's going to be very interesting to be around the Kennedy Space Center as we go forward in the next 10 years, as we really take Mars more seriously and civilian flight more seriously. A visit to the Kennedy Space Center is really cool. It is pricey. It's $60 for an adult, but you get a ton of experience. And it is a full day, believe me. You could spend 2 days here. So come on down. It's on Merritt Island, right near Titusville in Florida, in Cocoa Beach. So it's a beautiful area, and it is fascinating.